one of my favorite topics, change management. And change is the essence of life, and even more so in the VUCA world. So, whatever you do, change is absolutely essential. Now, change management is this kind of big puzzle. Yeah, is this big puzzle, and it's kind of if you it can completely swamp you. It can flood you. It's like data. Now, data can be your biggest ally, but data can completely overwhelm you. So change can overwhelm you. And these are again seven learnings that I have. I don't intend to suggest that this is the last word on change management, but somehow in my career, um, everything I've done has been about change management. So whether it was in the McKinsey Knowledge Center, trying to change it, transform it from a back office research center into an innovation center, or whether it was in Fidelity, which was transforming the attitudes around the global network, whether it was in Flipkart to change a company which was like losing billions of dollars of cash and rapidly losing ground to Amazon into kind of getting back into winning position. And then also in Incedo and trying to build that world-class technology services firm, have somehow been thrown into change management situations every time. Maybe it is not that that maybe we attract the situations to ourselves. So I may say that I have a fair amount of scars on my back going through all of this. 7 things that I see working. See, first point, and it gets to the point about problem solving. Yeah. See, there is so much that can be done that you have to apply that problem solving mindset and that systems thinking mindset to say, okay, what is the change I am really going to focus on? Because if you try to say, I'm going to change everything, you will not do anything and you will only get frustrated because nothing will change. If you try to change everything, nothing will change. You will get frustrated. And, so to really drive change, you have to zone down on what is the most critical problem and which can be attacked. Yeah, focus on the right type and amount of change. Once you do that, you have to establish the why of the change very consistently, very, very persistently. Yeah, you will say it, and people may nod, and you think that they've got it. No, you have to keep on doing it again and again and again. Communicating it once doesn't. You have to establish the why very clearly and multiple times. Yeah, you have to identify the change agents. It's a team sport. One person can't drive a change. And who are the influencers? Who are the people who have the energy, who have the drive? And often I have seen that it is the younger people who are the change agent. You may think that it's the senior most people who are the change agent, but not always, because the senior most people have most to lose. They are most invested in what is happening. The younger people often end up being more effective change agents. Yeah. Focus on early wins. Yeah. So to start to build some momentum, to build some credibility. But at the same time, and this is the paradox here, that to go far, you have to go slow as well. Don't rush into everything. It takes time. Yeah. And there are some things, which you can move fast on. There are some things, which you have to take your time and have to understand them deeply. Yeah. So there is, along with quick wins, this notion of going slow to going far is also very important. This is the hare and tortoise story, right? The tortoise thing is also quite important. Build a stakeholder coalition. See, change management is also a political process. What does politics mean? It's not all ugly and backstabbing and all of that. Politics is basically about self-interest, and that's a fundamental human nature. Yeah. And that's something which is, if you want to drive change management, you have to understand that. Yeah. And you have to build a coalition. You have to build a coalition. The way you need to have change agents who will drive change, you also need to, if you're fighting against the entire world, you will lose. You will lose. Yeah, you have to build allies. You have to build allies. You have to align with the individual objectives so that you can also build that coalition. Yeah. And finally, it's a point I made earlier as well: communicate, communicate, communicate. It is the fundamental and essence of change management, because and you have to do it yourself, because your story, nobody else can tell it the same way, or can't. You are the best person to tell the story. Yeah. So there is, if you want to be a change leader, you have to communicate. Without communication, you may have the best ideas and you may be doing exactly the right thing, but if you are not communicating, you will not be able to drive change. Yeah.